Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to a very special outside broadcast coming to you from the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway in Cape Town. Now, whether you're planning a day trip or you're planning a visit to Cape Town, this is the iconic Table Mountain. As we stand at the foot of Table Mountain, we're surrounded by breathtaking natural beauty. In this exclusive interview, we'll delve into the vision for the Cableway, exploring topics such as environmental sustainability, tourism, development, and community engagement. To tell us more about the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway is Executive Director Selma Hercules. Good afternoon, Selma, and welcome.
Good afternoon, Luqmaan. Thank you for having me.
My absolute pleasure. Salma, it's such a beautiful day at the Table Mountain. We just call it the cable car. Everyone does that as well. But I like the activity that goes on every single day as well. Walk us through some of the daily operations of the cableway.
Okay, so no 2 days are ever the same, but the very first thing we need to decide is whether it's safe for us to open the cableway. So many Cape Townians will know this, not many of our other visitors know. Our cable car operates weather dependent, and we can't guarantee it will be open on a day or for the entire day. So we ensure our first checks is to see what is the wind condition on the morning, and if there are changes during the day, we would have to make a call. Do we suspend? Do we not suspend? Then the staff all have to go up, make sure everything is clean and ready to welcome all the visitors.
What is it like on a typical peak time and off-peak time at the cableway?
Yeah. So during peak, it can get quite busy. Everybody arrives here in the morning wanting to go up. You do get some long queues during the peak times. We do recommend that visitors rather come later on in the day where the queues aren't as long. But once you are on the mountain or at the cableway, there's so many activities to do to keep you occupied. We've got some of our visitors decide to walk up the mountain and enjoy the hiking trails, and then choose to take the cable car down. We've got some avid hikers that probably hike up every single morning and take the cable car before we even arrive here at the mountain, which is very interesting. And then you could enjoy something to eat, something to drink, as well as some guided tours on top of the mountain, take beautiful pictures and videos, etc.
So the amount of people that come through on the peak hours, do you have numbers to share with us?
On a good day for us, we could see up between 5,000 and 7,000 people on a day, and our operating hours are quite long. So during summer months, we would open at 8 o'clock and sometimes only close at 9 p.m. at night. So it's going to be the whole day. The best time of the day to come peak is to come watch the sunset. Yeah, so it's a bit.
So with the amount of foot traffic that you have, I would imagine that scheduled maintenance gets planned months in advance?
Absolutely. So safety is of our utmost importance. So we do scheduled maintenance, and depending what is required on the cable cars, it will depend how long our shutdown period will be for. So just this year alone, we were closed for 7 weeks for an extended maintenance period, whereas last year we were closed for 2 weeks. So every year is really not the same.
This iconic tourist venue is one of the landmark events to visit when you come to Cape Town. How do you promote tourism within the Western Cape and internationally?
So what we do as the cableway is ensure that our safety is of the utmost importance and that there are no incidents on the mountain. But besides the cable, we are the draw card, in my view, for internationals to come and visit South Africa, but we don't do it on our own. We partner with Cape Town Tourism, with Westgrow, South African Tourism, to ensure that when you are on our shores, you've got beautiful tourist attractions to come and see. We also have historical landmarks that are beautiful to experience. And in the communities, there are like the Boer Carp food experience that you can do. So there's lots more to do in Cape Town than purely come up the mountain.
The amount of schools I've noticed and tours that come through that get dropped off prior to going up to the mountains, how does that engagement happen?
As with the schools, we run a CSI project called Class in the Clouds, where it's part of the school curriculum. We bring the children up and have like a full-on lesson in the clouds on top of the mountain. Last year alone, we brought over 15,000 children to come and experience the mountain. And what is so important of this is that the children get to engage with the fauna, with the flora, with the history of the mountain, which will set them up to just be more mindful of our environment. When they are picking flowers, or they just think about it differently now because they know the impact that it has on the environment.
The natural environment that the cableway is built would obviously affect some of the flora, the fauna, some of the hiking trails. Do you engage with conservation organizations to ensure that this remains so beautiful?
So everything we do is with conservation in mind. I think you can hear one of our school kids coming down in the cable car now. They're very excited. So we are in a natural park in a conservation site. So we work closely with Sandparks, who is the custodian of the mountain. And anything we do, it's with the impact that we have on the environment. Yeah, so we do have our own health and safety officer in our employment to ensure that we are mindful of everything we do on the mountain when we interact with nature.
Selma, such a beautiful environment that we conduct in this interview, and one is really, really amazed at how the upkeep has been maintained for so many years as well. For those that don't know too much, how long has the cable car been in operation?
So October is actually our anniversary month. And this year we've been operating for 95 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I think that's a wonderful achievement in any country, especially in South Africa as well. But the upkeep of all of this, surely the partners that you associate with assist you with that?
Yes, so our cable cars are from Switzerland and we maintain it towards the Swiss specifications. We have our own technical team that is on site that maintains it throughout the year. And then during our shutdown, where they do intricate work, sometimes we get the Swiss team to come and assist our technical team to ensure that our standards are maintained.
I think safety is always a huge issue when it comes to maintaining, an operation like this as well. But I've also noticed that your staff are all friendly, your staff are all welcoming, which is such a great experience when you do a tourist attraction. What are some of the staff programs and initiatives that you've implemented?
So talking about our staff, staff are here to ensure that our visitors are having a memorable experience. So they need to be customer focused and customer centric, which is what we want from our staff. But we do offer many initiatives with our staff that they can uptake. We've got a bursary committee, which I myself have taken up. Besides that, we've got lots of healthy lifestyle initiatives that we've incorporated. We've got our own five-a-side corporate soccer team, a netball team.
What position do you play?
No, I'm just a cheerleader at this stage. I'll leave it for everyone, for the young ones. We also have a hiking club. So we run the Cableway Charity Challenge every year. It is geared at raising funds that we then distribute to deserving beneficiaries in Cape Town.
I think the CSI option is always a great initiative for every corporate company to invest in and to facilitate from within as well. What are some of the projects that you do on a monthly, yearly basis?
So the Class in the Clouds runs throughout the year, barring the school holidays, of course, and over season. Other than that, we are always being requested to assist with a CSI project. So whether you are wanting to bring a group of elderly to the mountain, you send us an email. We obviously send you some forms and we complete, but you try to assist as many people as possible. Besides that, for the elderly, we do run a pensioner special throughout the year, and it's at a reduced rate.
I do know you have a birthday special as well for South Africans. Tell us about that.
Yes, so for our 95th anniversary, we are offering South Africans with a valid SA ID to purchase online. These tickets are 195 Rand, a return ticket, which can be redeemed between Monday and Friday for the month of October.
And also for those that celebrate the birthday during the year, is that initiative still happening?
Yes. So if you are a South African, you can come to visit the mountain any day within the month of your birthday. So you've got one return free ticket. All you need is to bring is your SA ID, and these are available for kids and for adults.
The Cableway, what is your operating hours on Monday to Sunday?
Yeah. So it varies depending on where we are in the year. So in winter it'll be shorter hours with versus summer it'll be longer hours. The best thing is to check on our website www.tablemountain.net. You will find all our operating hours, our ticket prices, etc.
Selma, we are going to continue this conversation on the top of the mountain. I'm very excited as we can see all the wonderful visitors that are having this wonderful smile on their face when they're going up as well. But let's chat a bit more on the top of the mountain. So there we go. That's the executive director of the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway chatting to us about all that they have to offer right here at Table Mountain. We're going to continue the conversation on the top of the mountain. We're very excited to go up and we're going to bring you that interview after the break. For Hilaal TV, I'm Luqmaan Shadrach. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to our interview on the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway. And we've reached the top of the mountain. Unfortunately, visibility is not that great today. However, we'll try and bring you as many activities that you can be aware of when you visit this amazing, iconic venue. We're still with the director, Selma Hercules, who's telling us about some of the amazing things that you can discover when you visit Table Mountain. Selma, thanks once again for affording us your time. We've reached the top. When people come through, what are some of the amazing activities and events that they can look forward to?
So, like I mentioned earlier, no 2 days are the same. You can visit the mountain 10 times and you'll get a different view every time. So today I like to call this walking in the clouds because you are literally walking in the clouds. But once you're on top of the mountain, there's so much to do. You are not limited by time, so you can come up, take your time, spend as much time as you want to before you decide to come down the mountain. Even if you wanted to pack your own picnic box, you're more than welcome to come here. But we do offer some lovely eats and drinks at the mountain. But for the nature, we've got something for everybody. We've got the nature walks that you can do. We've got free guided tours that you can join. We've got a staff member telling you about the history of the mountain, about the fauna and the flora of the mountain. So you really get to explore what we have to offer at the mountain. We've got lovely curio shops that we'll talk about later. But as you can see, you are left to your own devices, right? You can come and really enjoy your time. It was warm at the bottom when we came up, so there is a weather change, so we do always suggest bring something that you can always cover yourself with in case the weather does change. And if you look at the ground, you're out in nature, so dress prepared for nature. There are uneven footpaths, so that please wear sensible shoes. So we are wheelchair and pram friendly, so you can enjoy the pathways with your kiddies and family.
I like the fact that the staff are so ready to help, to assist. But I would imagine when you are in an environment like this, amongst nature as well, how do you care for the mountain and ensure that you're environmental friendly?
Yeah. So we are in a conservation site, so we need to respect the mountain. How difficult it is for our operation is whatever we bring onto the mountain, we need to make sure we take off the mountain as well. So every piece of plastic we bring up, any drop of water we bring up has to go down at the cableway via the cable cars as well. So that's why we partner with our suppliers. We should ensure that when they are bringing us products or produce, that they reduce the amount of plastic that they bring onto the mountain, because plastic is not great for the environment. And they do work with us quite closely to ensure that we do our little bit for the environment.
I've noticed beautiful buildings, which means that there are, restaurants, and do you maybe have a conference facility? What are some of the events that one can hold at the top of the mountain?
Yes, so we do have an events department that can actually make your imagination come true. So if you come with whatever wild idea you want to do, give us the task. We'll see if we can do it. But we've hosted just this week a wedding on top of the mountain. We've done some corporate events. We've partnered with Fine Restaurant to have fine dining in the sky. We've also done birthday parties, team buildings, etc.
So I think it encompasses a nice overall corporate feel when you come to the top of the mountain as well. With regards to the design of the cable car itself, how often does maintenance happen on the cable car? Because what is the height that we are at the moment?
So currently you are 10,067 meters above sea level, which is roughly about 3,500 feet. So we run safety checks on a continuous basis, on a daily basis, actually. And then we've got extended maintenance where we have to close the operation to make sure that we are compliant with the original operator specifications.
I've noticed your safety officer walking around. Is that a daily visit through the various parts on Table Mountain? Talk to us about what is it that they look out for and to ensure the safety of all visitors.
So we do have a lot of footfall on the mountain, and our safety officer just make sure that we are adhering to the safety standards. If they see anything out of place, that they highlight it to our maintenance team. If there's a bench that needs fixing or one umbrella that needs closing, those are the type of things we look out on a daily basis.
I've also noticed that quite a bit of tourists are visiting South Africa, and this is not really tourist season. What are some of the countries that some of these tourists come from?
It's tourist season all year round. It is. But I mean, you name it, we have it. We've had a group, I think yesterday, a large group from China. We saw a group from India. There are so many accents around all the time. So you can't say that today is only going to be people from America or people from the UK. It's just a variety. And that's what makes working on the mountain so exciting.
With us being an Islamic channel, the first question, and we always wonder, where is the food? How is the food prepared? Do you have a halal option available?
Yes. So all of our food is halal friendly. We do have a crescent rating, and all food is produced by our amazing chefs at the mountain.
We've experienced quite a serious winter compared to other years. Did the Table Mountain, obviously you would have to close for days on end, depends on the weather as well. What are some of the safety aspects that you will put on your website? What are some of the things you take into consideration when it comes to seasons like winter that we've had?
Surprisingly enough, the rain does not close the cableway. So we will operate whether it's raining or snowing, but the wind, that does affect whether we are operating, because the cars do swing on the line and we want to make sure that we're protecting our visitors as well as our cable cars. So we don't close for winter, but we do close for wind on a specific day. So it can be a beautiful day in Cape Town, a summer's day, but when our Cape Doctor blows, unfortunately, we can't operate in that weather.
Selma, talk to us about some of the retail offerings that you have on the top of the mountain.
So we've got a few outlets that stock some souvenirs and memorabilia that our visitors can take home back to their home countries. And what is so special about our products that we sell is that none of it is important. 97% of our retail merchandise is being made by the local communities. 97% of our retail merchandise is locally made, but made by the communities. So we're trying to support the local communities in South Africa and predominantly Cape Town to uplift themselves. Like even these earrings that I'm wearing today were made by a community in Cape Town. And this is what our visitors can take home. They're not going to be able to go to the next tourist attraction in the next stay and say, I can get that over there. You can only get it here in South Africa and in Cape Town.
I asked this before in terms of some of the options available for someone that would like to come and work at the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway. What are some of the options and different departments that they can look forward to?
At the Cableway, there's quite a variety of different posts that you could fill. We currently employ over 250 staff members at any one time. And it ranges from a customer assistant, which is the ones who are greeting you as you enter the cable car, to scanning your tickets. Then we've got the cabin masters who are on the cable cars, making sure that you are feeling safe and giving you information about how to respect the environment on top of the mountain. And then we have an admin department, of course. We've got finance, marketing, health and safety, and we've got our own technical team here at the mountain.
There's quite a bit of staff that you have employed on a daily basis, and I would imagine for good measure to ensure the safety, the security, and the sustainability of the Table Mountain Cableway. In closing, is there any last message that you would like to leave to the visitors that come through to the cable car locally and internationally?
Yeah. So we'd like you to come and visit, and not just once and not just twice. Come as many times, because like you can see, one day is never going to be the same as the other day. We are ready to welcome you.
It's so important to have good partners to allow for the sustainability of a tourist attraction like this. What are some of those that you'd like to mention?
So our partners, our suppliers collaborate with one another. I'll give you one example. We've got one merchandiser or supplier who produces our clothing that you can find in the retail department. And she obviously has offcuts that is not of no use to her. Then we've got another supplier who hand crochets toys. And those two suppliers have engaged with each other that the offcuts are now used as the stuffing for these toys. So it just shows you how we can all do our part for saving the environment.
I like that. I like that, working together to ensure the sustainability of an iconic venue like this. Selma, we'd like to thank you for your time. We'd like to say well done to you and your team for ensuring such a well-run organization, and we wish you all the very best. In closing, is there any last message you would like to leave to our audience?
There's one more message. So we are in the running for 2 awards in the World Travel Awards, and we would love your viewers to please vote for us. If you go on to www.worldtravelawards, and we are in the world category, and we are in the 2 categories of world's leading tourist attraction and world's leading cable car ride. So wouldn't it be amazing if we could bring those world accolades back home to South Africa?
No, we're definitely going to vote for you. Thank you for affording us your time once again. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you so much.
And there we go. That's Executive Director of the Table Mountain Aerial Cableway. It's been such a great morning experiencing the different offerings right here in Cape Town. For Hilaal TV, I'm Luqmaan Shadrach.